Welcome back, everybody, to week 2 of the Off the Dome podcast. We're so excited to be back, and we're so excited to jump into our picks here.
I really can't wait. We got a great slate coming up on Saturday, but before we get into it, Noah, I must ask. I noticed you got a big S right there.
Yeah, this little thing on my head.
Can you explain why you got it on for the
audience? Guys, I'm actually not going to audition to be Syracuse's new starting quarterback, contrary to popular belief. But I'm wearing this helmet because I am the dome head for this week. I got the least amount of picks right. Only got 2 out of 6 of my picks. But we'll get into all of that a little bit later.
Yeah, we got some new guests this week. As we mentioned last week, we're going to have some new guests every week. First up, we got from San Francisco, we got Noah Hirson, a freshman. Come on up here.
Repping the Klay Thompson Golden State Warriors jersey.
Fun fact, my Birmingham parents had his brother on the squad for a minute.
Oh. Wow. And our second guest, another analyst hopeful with a great-looking suit this week, coming from Bethesda, Maryland, the man, the myth, the legend, Belford Peltzman. Give it up for BBP, guys.
What an intro. What an intro.
All right, boys, it's great to have you here. But before we get into our picks, we're going to talk about last week. You know, maybe not our best week in terms of picking. We had a couple, good picks, but let's go over these leaderboards here. Elon Newman, our guest speaker, picked better than we did. Kind of embarrassing for us, but we'll let it go. He's this week's baller. 4 out of 6. That's 6.6 or 6.7%, I believe. And then Brady, you and Owen were tied with 3 points. And guys, I couldn't get it done. As I mentioned before, 2 for 6. I don't know what I was on last week, but I think this week is going to be a little bit better. Brady, what happened in college football this week, man? It was a crazy slate.
Yeah, so to start things off, at the noon slot, the Vandy versus LSU. Everybody else picked LSU, but I stuck with the Commodores. They pulled off the upset. Actually, it wasn't even an upset. They were favored for the first time.
Yeah, that Vandy game was pretty crazy. But one pick that we didn't do so well on, all of us, including you, was that USC game. They couldn't get it done versus Notre Dame, despite their good offense. But, man, that Notre Dame squad is looking pretty good. Another story recently that happened, Billy Napier fired. He's out as the coach from Florida. Brady, what do you think about that?
I mean, I can't believe they fired him after a win. I mean, you heard all the grumblings last year. A lot of people thought he was done because he started out rough. But from Billy Napier, the one thing I've got is he's a second half of the year coach. He really got things going last year. Florida last year started out the year. They got killed by Miami. But then they ended up going on a run, beat LSU, Ole Miss, some top SEC powerhouses. It's just, it's kind of surprising. He's a great recruiter. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how the interim does and who they hire. Who do you think? What are your predictions right now?
I don't know. There's been some rumblings about Fran Brown, but I don't know if I'm too bought into that.
James Franklin.
Franklin's another option.
The great quarterback. The great coaching trade. James Franklin to Florida, and you got Billy Napier to Penn State.
It could happen, but guys, speaking of interim coaches, let's talk about Tim Skipper and Jerry Neuheisel, what they're doing with that UCLA program, man. Something special and something that I don't think anybody saw coming.
It's insane. Everybody looked at the Nico Iamaleava situation, and they were blaming Nico. Many people now are starting to say that Nico wasn't the problem at Tennessee because after Joey Aguilar, he's already dropped 2 games. If they drop another one, it's unlikely that they'll make the playoffs. And, he had a costly pick 6 at the 1-yard line to Xavier Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely electric. But, it's interesting. We'll see how UCLA does the rest of the year. Nico's a sophomore. He has another year. I'm excited to see how they'll do next year.
And UCLA is technically still eligible for the college football playoffs, guys. If they win out and they beat Indiana this weekend and win out, they can go to the Big Ten championship. And if they win that, they're going to the college football playoffs. They're still dancing.
That's a lot of ifs. They're going into Indiana with one of the best teams in the country, but yes, they are still college football eligible.
They are technically college football eligible. But before we keep rambling about potentials and hypotheticals, let's hop into this first game. And I'm going to take off this helmet because I'm getting a little sweaty.
He's done his punishment already.
Yes.
Just don't get any picks wrong this week.
You know what? As many picks as I get wrong, it won't go as high as the amount of picks that Ricky Collins gets this week for Georgia Tech. Whatever. We'll get to that later. Our first game we're going to dive into here. Maybe not a game that everybody had marked on their calendars at the beginning of the year, but this has some big implications, maybe even for the college football playoffs. We've got number 18 South Florida at unranked Memphis. What do you guys think?
I mean, I was watching, as a Birmingham native, track the Blazers a little bit. I was watching to see how UAB did against Memphis. I was shocked. UAB, after hiring Trent Dilfer, has been terrible. They have been yet to make a bowl game. And then their quarterback, Florida transfer, Jalen Kidna, he was hurt. So we got Ryder Burton coming in his first start, and he just cooked Memphis. He played amazing. But I'm just looking. I mean, this Memphis team has proven they can be top in talent. They beat Arkansas. Taylon Green, one of the most underrated players in the country that we'll talk about later. But, Byron Brown, he's a great quarterback. He can also compete against top end talent. He beat Florida, and he had 2 dogfights against Alabama in back-to-back years. It's going to be a great matchup. What are your thoughts, Noah?
I got South Florida. I think they are the better team. They got 2 massive wins to open the season really early against really heavy teams, and I think they have the better quarterback. And at this time of the year, the quarterback play is going to what it comes down to.
Yeah, for me, Brendan Lewis, the Memphis quarterback, is just really, really not playing well. He's struggling a lot. Maybe that's due to injury. The problem with Memphis, the whole offense is going to the run game, and that is just not sustainable because when these running backs are getting more than 15 carries a game, which they are right now, they start to wear down. Third quarter, fourth quarter, when they're losing a little bit, you just cannot rely on running backs that have already carried the ball for 12, 13 carries. So that's why Memphis is going to lose this game, I strongly believe. I think I have South Florida winning by a decent amount because they, like Noah just said, they have a lot of big games this year. And they won the last 4 by a combined score of 228 to 89. So big margin right there.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben, on that. I think USF has got what it takes to beat Memphis, but never count out a team like Memphis. Coming off of a big loss to a team that I think we all know they shouldn't have lost to, they're going to have some fire under their butts. I mean, no team likes to lose like that in an embarrassing fashion. You've got to think if you're Ryan Silverfield, you're going to be trying to get your boys going. And I would say that this is going to be a close game, honestly. These teams have both shown that they have what it takes throughout the season. But South Florida, they're too proven. They've beat too many good teams to lose to a team with the likes of Memphis.
Yeah, this Memphis team, I never made my pick, but this Memphis team, it does have heart. I look back at that Arkansas game. Arrington Madden, true freshman quarterback, came in, and he got stuffed. There was a quarterback draw. He got stuffed like 5 yards short of the yard to gain, and he just fought forward, and they won the game because of that. South Florida going on the road, but they did win in the swamp. I don't think Memphis' stadium is enough. Give me the Bulls.
Wow, yeah. So we're all taking USF.
We're taking a
there.
sweep.
I have a question for y'all. So, after the UAB loss to Memphis, this was circled as the biggest Group of 5 game of the season. After UAB beats Memphis, do y'all think that changes it or no?
I still think it's a big game, but like I said, I think just the injury that Memphis quarterback Brendan Lewis suffered a few weeks ago is just still lingering on, and I don't think it's going to be as big of a game as before, but this game does have big implications in the rest of the Group 5. I'm looking exactly at Tulane right now as someone who could jump in if Memphis...
Their only losses against a very good Ole Miss team.
Correct. So, yeah.
Speaking of Ole Miss, it's a great segue. Got a top 15 SEC matchup, man. Ole Miss coming off a loss last week, but Ole Miss is taking on Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. Who do we got, guys?
Well, I'll start it off right here. This is going to be one of the best games of the week, I think. I hope this is like a 37-34 type of game, back and forth, high offense. I mean, you got the number 8 team, the number 13 team, both SEC teams. And for the last, 10 years, it's been a while. Both of these teams have been like the if teams in the SEC. If this would happen, if this would happen, if this would happen. And the real winners have been Alabama and Tennessee and Georgia. But whoever wins this game, all the eyes are going to be on them for the rest of the season.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Noah, what do you think?
Trinidad Chamberlain is playing out of his mind. That first half against Georgia was insane. I think they go into Oklahoma and get this upset win. I can't bet against Lane Kiffin in this game. I think he is going to coach a great game. Their offense is looking very good. It's their defense is where the question is, and can they stop that Sooners offense?
Yeah, there were so many good games on last week. I
Right.
didn't get the chance to tune into the Oklahoma-South Carolina game, but I watched a little bit of film on it. John Mateer did not turn the ball over, which that was a huge problem versus Texas in the Red River rivalry. But I noticed his play. I mean, he wasn't really moving the ball down the field. It just didn't look like the offense of Oklahoma that we'd been seeing at the beginning of the year. And plus, I mean, just looking back, they lost to. They should have. There were a few bad calls versus Auburn. Auburn's not looking great right now. But I mean, overall, even though Ole Miss lost, they looked great in the first half.
Yeah.
Their offense was unstoppable. I don't know. I just don't think this Rebs offense is enough for the Sooners to stop. And even if they do stop, I don't see the Sooners offense scoring enough. Give me the Rebs.
Wow, yeah. I somewhat agree with you. I trust in the Ole Miss. I think that they've been great all season. And Trinidad Chambliss, wow, just shocking the whole world. D2 prospect. I mean, I don't think anybody saw that coming. But Oklahoma's defense, probably one of the more underrated defenses in all of college football. They are top 4, or I guess bottom 4, however you want to look at it. But they've led up in the top 4 of least points per game, least offensive passing yards, offensive rushing yards, and they're first in the whole nation in sacks. John Mateer also, while he's been a little bit sloppy in recent weeks, he was a Heisman contender in the middle of this season. I think that he turns it around in this game. I think Oklahoma's defense might have what it takes to stop Trinidad Chambliss, like Georgia did in the second half last week. I'm going to take the Sooners. Give me Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Mateer after the injury. An underrated part of his game that has not really seemed to be affected by the injury is his rushing game. I mean, he's one of the most underrated rushing quarterbacks in the game today.
Yeah.
Really quick, I need to give my pick before we move on. Ole Miss, don't bet against Lane Kiffin. Just like Noah said, I think they bounced back from a game last week.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think Chauncey Billups even would bet against.
Absolutely. Now another game I should say that I'm really looking forward to is 2 SEC teams again. Number 3 Texas A&M, number 20 LSU. How are we feeling about this one?
I mean, it's interesting. It's Marcel Reed versus Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier looked at one of the top quarterbacks ahead of the season, but I really like Marcel Reed. Think he's underrated. And I just want to flash back to last year's game. Marcel Reed came into the game after Connor Wegman struggled and just tore up that LSU defense. I don't really know if I trust Brian Kelly's defense to stop a rushing quarterback. Plus, Pete Thamel reported at 6:16 on Friday that Whit Weeks is out. One of the star linebacker will not be playing in the game. When you add on Casey Concepcion for the Aggies, I mean, they struggled last week against Arkansas. It was, a 3-point win. It was close. Arkansas's defense is the bottom of the conference, but they also have the best offense in the conference. Yeah. I think that the Aggies' defense is going to shut them down. Give me the Aggies on the road in Death Valley.
I'll take it next. LSU really struggled against Pavia last week, but this is an elimination game for them. They need to win this game. It's at home. Give me Garrett Nussmeier and LSU and Brian Kelly to finally get that big win at a night slate in Death Valley.
Yeah, I mean, LSU just has not beat that ranked opponent at all this season. I mean, soon Brian Kelly is going to be on the chopping block if he's not already at the end of the season. It's going to be very, very soon. And like I just said in the last game, both of these teams waiting for that dominant SEC win. LSU 2-2 in the SEC this season. Number 3, Texas A&M, after years of finally building up that program, they're looking really, really, really good. I'm getting with the Aggies in this one. I think Texas A&M has it in LSU, although LSU is coming off a very tough loss against Vanderbilt last week and a great game. Give me Texas A&M to beat LSU.
Wow, I'm going to go a different route here. Last week I picked LSU to beat Vandy. Unfortunately, that did not work. They do say a psychopath is someone who picks the same team twice and predicts them to win. But you can call me a psychopath. I'm taking LSU. Death Valley is like a 12th man on the field. No joke. We saw that in week 1 versus Clemson. I think it was tougher for LSU when they had to go on the road. I think that when they're at home versus Texas A&M, sure, Texas A&M has put together a good season. They've put together some good wins. I'm not sure if I'm bought in on them yet, and I think that the fans are going to get LSU over the top.
Yeah, we'll see. They got some crazy fans down there in LSU. Arguably the best atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe you're saying that considering Bama, but
We win by too much to have a good atmosphere.
yeah, we were just talking about a team that beat LSU last week, and that team has another important game this week, another top 15 matchup. Missouri at Vanderbilt. And Brady, I know you've got a lot to say about this one.
I mean, Missouri, they've had a difficult, they've been tested the last 2 weeks. They hosted Alabama, who's looked like, one of the best teams in the country from a non-biased perspective, by the way. But they had to go to Auburn. And Jordan-Hare Stadium is not a good place to play at. It can be difficult. I'm looking at Ahmad Hardy, though. He was off his game. He has to get back in his game if they want a shot. I think they're going to get it done, though. I think he's going to find his game. And while Pavia has been great all year, I think they might be a little hungover from that loss. Plus, the atmosphere at First Bank Stadium is nothing like Jordan-Hare Stadium. And I know this gets said a lot, but you should never have to apologize for winning on the road in the SEC. I mean, just the fact that they were able to get that win in Auburn in overtime, crazy atmosphere, an underrated team, as it pains me to say, but yeah, give me the Tigers.
No, what do you think?
I mean, Diego Pavia is playing out of his mind. He's one of the top Heisman candidates right now. College game days there. It's gonna be an electric atmosphere. It's Nashville. Everybody loves Nashville. I just don't see how Vandy loses this game. They are sitting on the fence of the college football playoffs. Few games away. They're going to win this game by a lot. I'm going to go out and say it.
Wow.
Vandy wins this game by more than 14 points.
Can we get a score? Can we get an official Noah Hirson score prediction for this game?
I got 28 to...
Make sure you subtract 14.
Thank you. I'm going to go 28 to 10.
Really?
28
You really
to
think
10.
that?
Wow.
I got Vandy winning big.
Can I just jump in really quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. If that doesn't come true,
Uh-oh.
put something on the table that has to happen. 'Cause I think that is the most.
You gotta put
I mean, you gotta do it too. There's gotta be
I
something.
think here. I'll give you the line at 7.5. Which is legit cutting that line in half. I don't even think Missouri has a chance to really beat Vanderbilt this week, but there's no way this game's going to be over 14 points. So think of something by the end of the episode. We'll come back to this.
I mean, I don't really know if I trust Vandy's defense
No,
that much. But go ahead.
I was just going to say, going back to this, I really hope Diego Pavia is playing well. He sued the NCAA to get another year of eligibility. I appreciate how much you love college football. You also order than Drake May, who's the second-year quarterback in New England right now. But
nobody could ever compare to Drake May.
just like putting in perspective, he's 24 years old. So, I sure hope he's playing really well. But again, like I just said, I don't think this is going to be a blowout in any way. This is the game I'm looking forward to most, which is hard to say because we just talked about the Ole Miss game, the LSU game. Like, all of these are really, really competitive atmospheres, competitive games. But this one I'm looking forward to the most because this is really going to test Missouri. I mean, this year I feel like more than past years, the SEC just has a lot of good teams, a lot of good talent, and it's not just Georgia, it's not just Tennessee, and it's not just Alabama. You have teams like LSU and Missouri who are coming up, Texas A&M in number 3. So I am going to take Vanderbilt in this one, but I think it's going to be a very close game.
Yeah, Diego Pavia after this season needs to transfer to LinkedIn or something.
Yeah.
But,
He's going to have that little banner that says open to work.
yeah. Anyways, Noah, do you care to give us your thoughts on this game?
Well, I'm with Ben here. I mean, we've seen it last week. I bet against Diego Pavia. while I'm taking LSU again to beat Texas A&M, I don't know if I can bet against this guy for a second straight week. We saw he's boys with Johnny Manziel, one of the greatest college football quarterbacks of all time. And I feel like he kind of replicates, if he can even stack up to that level of this kind of swagger that we see with some of these quarterbacks. And I think that swagger and momentum is some of the best things that you can have, especially going against an SEC team. You know that they're going to bring it. You know that they're going to be tough. But guys that can stay composed and guys that can bring their game in any situation are guys that I trust to lead their team to a win. So give me Benny.
Where do y'all think we're going to see Manziel this weekend? In Death Valley, or is he going to be with his boy Pavia in Nashville?
Man, that'll be tough. But
And college game day.
Yeah, I mean, true.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be
how did
electric.
College Game Day pick where to go this week? There's so many good games.
I know, that is crazy. We can't
So
forget about the
slept on.
North Dakota South
Yeah,
Dakota game.
North Dakota, South
Yeah,
They
Dakota.
could have gone there too.
Shout out the Magic City Classic. The first take was there. Alabama State versus Alabama A&M. Should be a great matchup. Big HBCU rivalry. I mean, I know they don't know anything about it, but give me Alabama
Brady's
A&M.
doing his best to indoctrinate the viewers with Alabama football in any way he can.
And SDSU at Fresno State will also be a very good game.
Yeah, no, you got to take
You
about
gotta
that.
announce that.
I do gotta take.
on SDSU for
SDSU will beat Fresno State, and I'm gonna stick by it at Fresno State. This game is gonna be a good one, and I got SDSU.
One question. 3 players on SCS.
Could not name a single player.
Name
Just
their
curious, just curious.
quarterback. All right, guys. This is the depressing part of the show where we launch into our mandatory Syracuse versus Georgia Tech game. We don't like making these picks. Maybe Ben will have a different opinion than the rest of us, but this is Syracuse's toughest game yet, and it's probably coming at their lowest point in the season. But Ben, I want to hear your take, man.
Yeah, real quick. Syracuse needs some luck, right? We can all agree.
They do. Yeah.
It'll start right here. I'm putting
Wow,
on the helmet,
he's taking
off the
cues.
glasses, putting on the helmet.
Wow.
Now, look. It's going to be hard to see without my glasses on, so I'm going to just go off the dome.
Off
It
the
is,
dome,
it
there
is
you
the Off the
go.
Dome podcast. Fran Brown, give me the football. Fran Brown has never faced so much adversity in his coaching career. I mean, this is his first head coaching job. How does he respond? Syracuse is going to upset Georgia Tech. And I'm not just saying that because I want in on this program. I'm not just saying that because we're at Syracuse right now. I am saying that because Georgia Tech, number 17 in the country, is going to let it go loose a little bit against Syracuse. Ricky Collins, he's hearing the haters. Who should even be at quarterback? Mind you, a few weeks ago, people were calling for Steve Angeli's job too. Just saying. So I think Ricky Collins silences the haters. I would love to have this discussion right now. Oh, keeping on
Let me jump in there real quick, Ben. I had a lot of faith in this Syracuse program, but let's just break down Angeli versus Collins here. Angeli, yeah, sure, people were calling for him to be out of the game. In 4 starts, Angeli only had 2 picks, and 3 out of his 4 starts, his receivers went at least 1 for 100 yards. Collins, I mentioned this last week, our guy RC3, for the second straight week, 3 interceptions, and now through 3 starts, he has 8 interceptions. That's more than 2 interceptions per game. Unacceptable for any quarterback in college football, let alone an ACC quarterback. And Haynes King, the Georgia Tech quarterback, I think is miles ahead. It's kind of like this Patriots versus Browns matchup this week with Drake May going against Dylan Gabriel. I think Collins does not deserve to be on any college football team, let alone the Syracuse Orange. I think that the Georgia Tech, what's their last name? What are they?
The Yellow Jackets.
The Yellow Jackets. They're gonna absolutely sting the Orange. They're gonna puncture us from every possible angle, and we are gonna lose this game. I don't know what the line's at, but over that, like 20 plus points, I think we're going to lose by. Expect another RC3 vintage game, maybe like 30% completion, 4 interceptions. We'll see where we're at.
Before I let them go really fast, I cannot wait. I didn't just clip for them. I genuinely believe Syracuse is going to win this game, and I will be posting that clip 20 seconds ago and tagging all of you guys. You heard it here first. Syracuse.
Wow.
Syracuse.
He's putting their mouth where the money is. We'll see if that actually works out. No, what do you think?
I was gonna take Syracuse too.
Wow.
Were you?
I actually was.
Stealing my flow.
No, their defense played very well. And that has not been this saying all season. Their defense played very well against a Pitt team that is on the rise. Pitt looked much better in the past few games. Syracuse beat Georgia Tech last year. We got to remember. It was here, and we had a very different team. We had Kyle McCord here.
And Oronde Gadsden, who, if you've been watching the NFL, has been absolutely going crazy. Picked him up in fantasy.
LeQuint Allen, too.
LeQuint Allen, yeah.
Crazy.
I
don't
also
know if you
had
guys saw the locker room.
Yes, with the Jaguars. I'm hit.
Yeah, no, keep going. We went on a tangent there.
I don't think it's going to be our quarterback play that wins us this game. I think it's going to be our two running backs, Nixon and Rasheem Willis. They have to carry the load, and our defense has to carry the load. And I think we go into Georgia Tech and get a close upset win by a game-winning field goal.
Oh.
Do what they did with Clemson.
Woody. Man, we got some bold
That's
takes.
insane.
Brady, let's get some sense in this talk, man. What do you think about this?
I mean, when I saw Haynes King and this Georgia Tech team play last year in the Birmingham Bowl, in the upper bowl of Protective Stadium, I'm a huge fan of his game. Watching him throw around his body like he has no care in the world about what's going to happen to him in 10 years. It's amazing. It's true football. It's what we like to see from our quarterbacks. But I actually want to highlight one of the other quarterbacks. I actually don't think Ricky Collins is going to throw a pick this game.
Really?
You want to know why?
Why?
He's not going to be playing. Luke Carney is going to make his first career start on the road in Atlanta. He's going to have, think about it, first career start, top 10 team. They don't have much film on him. Everything's brewing. It's a perfect storm for a great upset victory on the road.
Wow. Oh, my God.
However, the rambling wreck is too much. Give me the Yellow Jackets. Rambling wreck from Georgia Tech. They're going to take care of business.
Damn.
Okay. Wait, really quick. You know why they don't have a lot of film on him?
Why?
He don't play. That's why.
It's our secret weapon.
The one who doesn't even know half the offense.
Do you know
what Vanderbilt said after the game?
What?
He said, we can't run the full offense with Luke Carney on the field. But who knows? Maybe he'll learn the whole
It doesn't look like we can run any offense with Ricky Collins on the
Ricky and
field.
Luke are both. You know what? I'm going to propose an alternative to Fran Brown. You don't want to put your true freshman quarterback in the game versus number 7 ranked Georgia Tech away. But a guy that's been on the field, a guy that's got it done all year is Jack Stonehouse. He's a veteran guy. He knows what he's doing. We've seen Ricky Collins have some struggles, but Stonehouse has been a lead all year. Fran, if you don't want to get tossed after this game, man, this is your chance. Put in Stonehouse. Hashtag Stonehouse for QB.
I mean, he could just we could just put up first down. I mean, he's got a boot for a farm, just fire it, muffs every time.
Right, we can rely on that defense to get another 10.
Then might as well put him at kicker. If he can kick one way, he can just kick. It'll just be, we could get 21 points, field goals all the way, one play drives.
Exactly.
Anyways, Ben.
So, no, I was just going to say, I have a question for you guys. Fran Brown calls you tonight. We're going to need you to spell it. How many passes are you completing against Georgia Tech? The line is 0.5. Do you complete a pass on Sunday?
I'll tell you this, man.
Saturday.
With that Syracuse O-line, I think that I would get hit probably 40 times. I'm not quite tall enough to see over them like Tua. I don't know if any of you saw that interview, but he blamed his poor game against Cleveland on the fact that he actually can't see over the O-line. I think I'm completing maybe 2 passes, but I'll tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not throwing 3 interceptions like our friend RC3.
You're throwing 10.
Give him 5 completions.
5.
Oh,
wow!
5 completions?
All checkdowns to Willis.
People would be catching my passes. They wouldn't be wearing orange helmets.
Like Ben and I saw in the Bills game the other week when the fan just ran off with the ball.
With the ball.
That was
5 completions. Holy man.
What a line. I think the line for any of us
Same
is
as Ricky Collins.
maybe.
I never said who they were to.
I mean, my hold count's pretty good. I'll just be getting them jumping off sides every single time.
Yeah.
I definitely couldn't run for a yard. I'll tell you that right now.
All right. You know what? That was a little bit crazy. We've ran out of games to analyze here. There aren't.
Mississippi State,
Oh,
Texas.
I mean, if you have another take, you can.
I
jump in
got a
on
great
it, of
take
course.
here. Mississippi State will beat Arch Manning in Texas, and Arch Manning needs to find a new way to play football because the way he's playing right
A
now.
new way to play football.
Says the guy on the couch over here talking about a D1 quarterback.
You know what? I think
I think
that,
Arch Manning, Mississippi State has played very good football this year,
Cowbells.
and I think Arch Manning has not played very good football,
it's true.
and I think Mississippi State will win this game, and you all be laughing when Texas loses this game. So.
Well, I just want to send a message to the media about this. Please stop hyping up quarterbacks that have shown absolutely nothing.
I agree.
All right? Texas, their quarterback, Arch Manning. Yes, he is related to some good quarterbacks. We know that. You can see that by looking at the back of his jersey. He hasn't done anything like what the media hyped him up to be, but that's not his fault.
No.
He didn't show anything that told us that he was going to be this Heisman quarterback like everyone hyped him up to be. We, as a media, are responsible for him underperforming to what we thought.
Yeah.
And that same thing happens in the NFL every single year. Same thing happened to C.J. Stroud after his rookie year. Same thing happened to Jaden Daniels. Granted, he's been injured, but I'm kind of worried. This is college football. Just throwing it out there. Same thing's going to happen to Drake May. So the media just needs to stop overhyping and overrating or underrating, overrating, whatever you want to say. They just need to stop putting out that clickbait.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel bad for Manning. Just all this hype so much. Hasn't had a start. And I will say, I firmly believe that one day he will be a great quarterback. He just has to develop more. I think next year is going to be completely different. Be nice to have some naysayers out there. Yeah. Some rat poison telling him he's bad. The good rat poison. Yeah. That's the rat poison you want. But I don't know. Only time will tell for Manning. I mean, he has a great arm talent. He did make some good throws in that Ohio State game.
Did, yeah.
But just like being consistent. But he'll develop that. He's still young.
Yeah. And now let's launch into the surprise segment of this week. We talked about how Arch Manning was at some point in the season, maybe the first week, the Heisman favorite. Guys, I want to hear your takes, and I'm going to throw a lot on the line here. If you get this right, because it's only one player, we'll add 3 to your total pick score. Guys, who do you think is going to be the Heisman at the end of the year? Ben, I want to start with you.
Perfect. And I just want to point the record out. If he copies me,
No.
He's copying me. This is my pick, and he's going to try to take it from me. The team that's 7-0 right now. The team that is 4-0 in the Big Ten thanks to one player. The quarterback is the heart of the team. If you don't got a quarterback, you can't play the game of football. No other position in football is more valuable. Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana, is going to be the Heisman. I am sure of it. I have money on it. Plus 280. 18 in New York, so it's not illegal. Just putting it out there.
We are not.
Don't worry.
We are not condoning gambling.
No, we are not.
If you are of age, then you may consider putting in picks, but we do not condone.
Gamble responsibly.
73.4% of his passes, over 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, he is absolutely on track to win this. Yes, there's arguments for Pavia and Kai Simpson and all these other quarterbacks, but Fernando Mendoza is going to be my pick.
I want to just jump in before Noah makes his pick here. You got to feel for Mendoza. He's having a great year, but all roads lead back to Rome. The Jets are 0-7. You got to think that they're going to draft him and absolutely ruin him like they have with every other quarterback.
He's only a sophomore.
I know, but I don't think
he's going to the NFL.
I don't think the Jets are getting any better.
That is fair.
They're going to go 0-6. I know. You want to give your pick or like?
Yeah.
Let's
try to have individual picks.
Well, from the beginning of this year, I was really high on Indiana. Indiana is the best team in the Big Ten. I'm going to go out and say it. They're going to win the Big Ten. They're going to finish the season undefeated until the college football playoffs. I think Ohio State will win the college football playoffs or beat them in the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
I think Indiana is the best team in the Big Ten right now. But when it matters, Ohio State is going to win that game, or they're going to lose to an Alabama team that is looking very good. So I'm going to come out and say, Money Mendoza. He has the same name as Johnny Mendoza.
Wow. I just said individual
We
picks.
can't think individually. It's Syracuse. We cannot be like think individually. It's fine.
We're sorry for the audio that you guys just got because the mic is on the table. But we have two Mendoza picks. If they both get it right, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll give them.
All right, fine. You want me to take a different?
No, think who you believe. If you really believe Mendoza is going to win the Heisman,
That's who I did. But if you guys are gonna, I will give another name. Dante Moore.
Ooh,
People are forgetting
okay.
about Oregon after they lost to Indiana.
It's true.
I actually think they are one of the sleepers in the Big Ten to come. They're going to make the college football playoffs. They're going to win out. They're going to make the playoffs. Now, I know the Heisman gets picked after or before the season ends in playoffs, but I think Oregon can be a dark horse in the college football playoffs, and people are forgetting about them.
Fair enough. So, are we booking it as Mendoza or as Dante Moore?
or it's whoever wins.
I'm going Mendoza.
Mendoza, okay. Brady, let's try to get a more individualized pick here. Try to go away from the Mendoza route. I think I might have an idea.
what could I give it away? I'm going to switch things up. I am not picking Mendoza. I'm going to go with Ty Simpson.
Wow.
I mean,
guys,
so that's
everybody acts like you're shocked that
Wow. I mean, but let's be real. Have y'all seen any flaws out of Ty Simpson all year? I mean, you look at the Florida State loss. Watching that was not on him. The whole team as a whole. Ryan Williams dropped too many passes. But, I mean, Ty Simpson, since that loss, has really stepped it up. He had a 4-game win streak versus SEC-ranked teams, which is just – that's the first time in history that's happened, by the way. 4 straight ranked wins in the SEC. Just ultimately, I don't care what these northern clowns have to say, but I think the SEC is still, despite the what a lot of people say, I still think the SEC is the king conference. I mean, whatever other conference are you playing? 4 ranked teams in a row.
That's true.
I think that Alabama.
We got 3.
3?
Yeah. UVA.
Uh,
Georgia Tech and Miami. There's 3.
I think that Alabama and Ty Simpson, I think he's going to lead Alabama to an SEC title. Worried about the Auburn game a little bit, which, by the way, can't wait. I'll be there. Not at the game, too expensive. But I'll be in Auburn.
Alabama.
But I can't wait to see what the rest of the season brings. Not only do I think Ty Simpson's going to win the Heisman, I think he's leading Alabama to the promised land. DeBoer is getting his first natty, which will give him a statue. And I think the Tide is going to return to Titletown.
Brady, we haven't even seen the outcome of these games yet, but I feel like you're already the dome head. That's just delusional, man. I've got to go on the limb and say it. Alabama has a crazy tough schedule, and sure, if they win out, then maybe that Ty Simpson will get it. Maybe Caden Proctor will even. I'm gonna go a different route here. You guys all said quarterbacks, and maybe this is just because I'm a little bit butthurt from Ashton Jeanty getting absolutely robbed last year of the Heisman. But I really want to see Jeremiyah Love go home with the Heisman. I think pound for pound, if you're just going off of importance to a team, I think he's the top of the line. He's absolutely carrying that Notre Dame offense. Let's get that straight. And if Notre Dame can make a push, if they can win out, if they can make the college football playoffs on his back, then I think that there's no reason that he shouldn't be top 3. If they can make a deep push, that's my pick. Ashton Jeanty definitely had an amazing season last year and didn't win it. But I think Jeremiyah Love is just having a great season.
I still love watching that highlight of him in the playoff game versus Indiana, the 98-yard.
Yeah.
He just they're punched down at the goal line. He just breaks free, outruns everybody. It was an electric start to the playoffs.
All right. We're going to wrap it up for this week. We'll catch you next week. Noah and Ben, speaking for you, it's been a great week.
Thank you.
I'm Noah Smith.
I'm Brady Taylor.
And that was Off the Dome.
Good night.